club has produced some fantastic sailors that are champions, but I think the secret to the success of the sailors at this club is the support given by the main club, the Drummoyne Sailing Club, to the juniors. It's always been their priority.
To get to a centenary, it's taken a lot of committed people who have been here for multiple generations. There's grandparents and there's great-grandparents of the kids that have sailed.
My children sailed here, my grandchildren have sailed here. My daughter's one of the starters on the boat. My son-in-law's the commodore now of the club.
I met my husband here at the sailing club, which goes to show it is a great club. I met my husband here too. When we were 8. Sorry.
We've got great water out here. It's nice and safe. It's very demanding, so you really have to be on your toes at every race to try and get a win.
The guys that sort of developed this club over the last 100 years definitely had in their mind the whole time that the basis of producing a successful club was to build it from the bottom up.
Well, I started sailing here, I think in about 1942, through the war years, and in those years a lot of the men were away to the war, and we had 2 classes of boats. We had the B class 12-footers and we had the 16-footers.
Me and my family's involvement in this club spans almost 70 years.
From when my father first started sailing here, then all of my family did, meaning my brothers and sister. Dad is a bit of a legend here at Drummoyne Sailing Club. His association with the club goes back to when he started sailing here, probably in the late 1940s, right up until before he died in 2004. He was a club champion here in the skiffs back in like 1960. Then when he moved to the Hartleys, he was club champion, I think, a couple of times. He also won an Australian championship in the Hartleys. It's often been said that Dad had a big family just so that he could keep them all on the water. That's true. I mean, you know, there were 6 kids in our family. We all had a go at the sailing.
And I've been around Drummoyne Sailing Club for just over 40 years, starting sailing when I was 12. And I'm the president of the Junior Sailing Club and have been for the last 3 years.
Well, I'm 12 now, but I've been sailing since I was about 6. So, yeah, I've been sailing for a while.
The junior program moved here from Snails Bay and Balmain. It's a perfect venue for training. Beach is excellent, most of our breezes blow kids back on the beach. It makes it comfortable for the kids to get in and out of the water, and it's a lovely piece of water to sail on.
And the advantage of sailing is that it gives them a lot of confidence, self-confidence when they're out on the water. They've got to look after themselves. They haven't got mum or dad or someone there telling them what to do.
Some of the capsizes today, there's a couple of people that told me they're really nervous about it. So when we do them, I'll be right beside you and I'll be able to jump in and grab you if I need to.
There's a bit of theory involved. You just see them soaking up the knowledge and really enjoying the healthy pastime of sailing.
My name's Rebecca. I have a daughter called Estelle who's in the Learn to Sail.
And I'm Cheryl, and I've got a son, Darcy, who's doing Learn to Sail as well.
The elder kids look after the younger kids. There's both sexes. Boys and girls all hang out together. And I just think it's a really supportive atmosphere for the little ones.
I'm down here at Drummoyne Sailing Club, and a while ago I won the Cherub World Championships. Drummoyne Sailing Club has certainly stood the test of time. The building and the facilities have certainly changed, but there's a great history of, you know, kids learning to sail here, moving through different classes, ending up in 16-foot skiffs, and the club has certainly produced a lot of champions.
I'm Olivia Price, and I've recently just come back from the Olympics, competing in the women's match racing class, and we won the silver medal. I enjoyed every moment of being in that final at the Olympics. I really tried to take in all the atmosphere. The crowds were cheering for us, and to be right in front of the crowds was just amazing. It was so exciting to realise that we'd won a silver medal. Of course, we lost the final race, so it's a little bit emotional straight after it, but standing on that podium was something I really can't describe to you. It was amazing to see my family in the crowd. Drummoyne Sailing Club was a massive influence in my sailing career. I sailed flying 11s here for a long time, but previously I had spent a lot of time down here. I knew everyone here. Because I just live up the road in Drummoyne, it was the easiest place to come down and look at the water and go sailing on Dad's yacht. The Flying 11 is where I really developed my sailing career, and I started sailing them here. It was where started to understand tactics and reading the wind. The trickiness between these islands is something that you can't train your eye in open seas. Picking the shifts has just been amazing, especially sailing on the Noth in Weymouth was shifty and underneath a cliff, underneath a break wall. So sailing in between these islands was really the perfect practice. Ultimately, we got a silver medal. We didn't get gold, but we're still happy with the way we performed.
People love coming down to the club. We have various social activities on for them every week. We have happy hours, meat raffles, we have trivia nights.
Sirhan was convicted of killing Senator Robert Kennedy. Number 4, Charles Manson in 1971 was convicted of the Sharon Tate murders.
Tonight we've got the Friday night meat raffles. We get the locals together, we sort of promote it up a bit.
As long as he gives us winners, I don't mind.
Everyone sort of gets amongst it. At the same time, we've got drink services and we've got the bistro, so it's really sort of an experience.
My name is Claudio Carnevali. I'm the owner of Echo Restaurant. Been here since the club first opened, 2001. We do lots of functions and that's our main business, but we are open Tuesday to Friday for a la carte lunch and dinner. I can honestly say there's probably maybe 10 restaurants in Sydney that I could say have as good a view as us. And Sydney's a big place. We're just so lucky to have this position, and don't be scared to come upstairs. We're not very expensive. We might look a little bit, but you know, we offer great food, great service. And again, you know, downstairs is great. The bistro does a great job. We're a little bit different, so you know, just for a special occasion or even just for a casual meal, just pop up and have a look. You'd be surprised.
Today we have a series of scratch races. The main difference between model yacht racing and the real thing, it's very quiet. To buy a competitive yacht will cost you in the vicinity of $7,000. Several of the guys here have been sailing for many years.
I'm the current 16-foot skiff champion. 16-foot skiffs is what I live for, it's what I look forward to through the whole week. It's 2 hours of just absolute tactics, exhilaration. I sail with 2 other really great guys. Drummoyne is a really tricky place to sail. There's so many headlands, so many moored boats, so you'd be going 100 miles an hour, and then you've just got to get the kite off and keep out of the moored boats or keep off a rocky point. So that's the exhilaration. You think you're going to make it, and then at the last minute you're not going to make it, and it can be crash and burn.
Lucky again for about the 18th time.
Thanks, buddy.
Today's Tuesday. On Tuesday nights we have Twilight Sailing at Drummoyne Sailing Club. We've been running this for at least 20 years.
Just casual racing, or not so much casual, but club racing. Several different divisions, different sized boats, handicapped, very competitive, and a lot of boats out there tonight.
Total so far of 49 boats starting tonight, 4 divisions. The slower boats and the smaller boats start off first. The sports boats are the last ones to start.
People don't make any distinction between social sailing and competitive racing. They'll go every inch of the way to get their best start possible. Absolutely no quarter given. If you're in the wrong, you get yelled at. At the start of the Twilight Sailing races, you could be watching a Hobart start. People don't make any distinction between social sailing and competitive racing. They'll go every inch of the way to get their best start possible. The race is mainly a social event. People come to enjoy themselves, to relax a bit after work.
third position was Mischief.
Because the club is turning 100, I am proud to be a member of Drummoyne. Even though I haven't been part of it for the whole 100 years, I've only been a part of the past decade, I'm quite excited about going into the future.
The next boat is Alchemy, Ruthie Lawrence. And here she comes. Well done, Ruthie. Capricious, Alex Grant.
Come here to a presentation meeting each year. There'll be 3 generations of numerous families at the club, and they all know each other, and they probably raced against each other as children, and they've got such long histories, and they've got aunts and uncles and cousins and siblings, and it's a big community, but it's a very welcoming community to those people that are new to the sport or new to the area or just want to get out on the water.
Yeah, it's great to see the club turning 100 and still going and still have the numbers and the boats on the water. It's fantastic.
My daughter's not sailing right now, my son still is, but they come back and they'll come back to their sport, be it with their kids or their peers' kids. So I think we'll be around for a long, 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 long time.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.